Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Alana Marie. I am a documentary filmmaker, digital content coach, and digital content creator. And today we are going to be talking about something that I know if you're in tune with your Instagram and you've turned it into a creator or a business account and you were trying to get more engagement on your profile and the algorithm is pissing you off to the moon and back, today's video is for you. Today we're going to be talking about 7 reasons why you may be experiencing low Instagram engagement. I'll get straight to the point. Won't be before you long. Go and grab your pen, get to writing. Let's go ahead and get started. One reason, which is a very important reason that you may be experiencing low engagement on your Instagram profile, is because you post inconsistently. The reason that I know that is because your girl is doing that very thing with her YouTube channel. I have not posted anything since August, but I am wanting to grow my channel. Make it make sense, girl. So if engagement is something that you are striving for, if you're trying to get more followers, if you're trying to get more engagement on your feed and your stories, or whatever it is that you're trying to do to bring more eyes to your platform, to your page, you have to have a consistent posting schedule. That doesn't mean you have to post 7 days a week or even 5 days a week. If you do it twice a week, is it Tuesdays and Thursdays? And if it's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays, then you need to be consistent with that posting schedule. And there are several apps and softwares and platforms that can help you along the way. Planoly app, there's a Lyre app, and even Facebook. If your Instagram is a business account and you have a business account or business page on your Facebook, you can go into the Facebook Creator Studio, and I will leave a link below to learn more about it. It is free that you can batch create your content and you can upload it, schedule the day that you're going to upload it, and it'll upload it on both your Facebook page as well as your Instagram page. So what I'm saying is there are resources. There is no excuse. I am speaking to myself as I am speaking to you. If we want our profiles to grow, we have to be consistent with our posting. Another reason you may be experiencing low engagement is because you're either not using hashtags or you are using oversaturated hashtags. And you can tell if that hashtag posting is oversaturated. When you type in that hashtag, it'll tell you how many postings over its lifetime is in there. I think the word love has over 90 to 100 million posts. Your post not gonna get seen if you're using the hashtag love, if that is where you want your post to be seen. So if you're using oversaturated hashtags, stop, or at least don't use that many. You get up to 30 hashtags to use per post. And so what I like to do, I created an entire Excel sheet with my brand pillars. I wrote a blog post about this as well, and I will leave that in the description box below. And I highlighted my brand pillars. So I have one about wife, I have one about parenting, I have one about documentary filmmaking, I have one about just all of my different identities. And I went in and searched for different hashtags with a smaller amount of posts in them. So some of the hashtags that I use have maybe 20,000 posts or maybe 75,000 posts. It seems like a lot, but the likelihood of my posts being seen in those smaller niche industry related hashtags is greater because I'm not competing with so many other posts. So if you're not using hashtags, start using hashtags. You get up to 30. And if you are using hashtags, start being more specific about the ones that you use with the intentionality to actually get seen via those hashtags in a not so saturated hashtag market. I just said a lot. You catch my drift. A third reason is you are trying to get all the engagement on your page, but you don't engage with anybody else. You don't respond back to your comments or even like your comments. You don't respond to the people who DM you. You don't respond to people who message you or comment in your stories. The only thing you're doing is acting like Beyonce and dropping a post anytime you got something going on with you and you're expecting a flood of responses. Beyonce can do that. We're not there. And to be quite frank, I want to engage with other people. I want to show interest in what other people are doing, not for the sake of you just returning back to my page and buying from me or whatever it is, but because I want to actually develop relationships. I want to have longevity on these platforms for as long as these platforms will allow me to. You are wanting people to engage with your content and answer your polls and your questions and buy from you. You're going to have to do that to other people. It is a give and take type of situation. So start engaging with other people. and quality engagement, not just some hearts or some emojis in the comments, because according to the algorithm, they don't even count that as true engagement anyway. Like, take the time to invest into engaging with other people's content, and not just anybody. It can be people that are within your industry, it could be potential clients, it could be your friends, whoever. Just make engagement with other people's content a part of your strategy with intention as well. A fourth reason is you don't have any calls to action. And a call to action is basically a message at the end of your content specifying exactly what you want the reader to do after engaging with your post. Do you want them to tag a friend who may find your tips helpful? Do you want them to book a call? Do you want them to buy a product? Do you want them to share and save? Being very concrete and specific with your ask, what you want people to do. Never assume that just because you wrote this great copy or you thought it was good enough to share that person is going to do that. So it's nothing wrong with being specific in your ask, in your calls to action for what you want them to act on. You don't necessarily have to have it at the end of every single post, but it should be a part of your content creation and posting strategy to ask them to do something. It doesn't have to cost them money. Probably the most it'll cost them is time. But always come up with, when you're creating your copy or your language or your content for whatever platform that you're using, almost always integrate a call to action into your strategy. A fifth reason is your copy is boring. What you're saying is boring. Like, what are you saying? Did you think about it? Were you aimlessly finding a caption? Are you putting Drake quotes into your captions? Which all of this is fine if you are not creating content with the intention of people engaging with your work or maybe buying from you, or you're not treating it as a brand or a business. This isn't necessarily for people with personal Instagram accounts. This is for if you're using your Instagram for your personal brand or your business. So what are you saying? Are you using industry jargon that sounds very heady? Are you not integrating your personality into your words because you fear it's a turnoff? Like, your copy is not clicking with the people that you want to be talking to, which leads to my sixth point is you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know your target audience. You haven't done any market research to really understand the type of people that you want coming across your content and engaging with your content. Are you a fitness guru who specializes in working with new moms and working through their postpartum bodies? Are you talking about your personal story of what it was like for your body when you first gave birth? Are you finding ways to relate to the people that you want buying from you? So really learning, who are you talking to? And even going as far as the pages that you engage with or that the pages that you follow, what made you want to follow them? Or not to imitate their copy or how they speak, but just is it making sense? Do you feel like when you read their content, are they talking to you? Does it resonate with you? Does it make sense? Does it make you want to buy from them? Does it make you want to turn on post notifications every time they post because you love their content so much you want to be in the know as soon as they post? Like, that's the type of content that you want to create. That's the type of copy that you want to have in your content. And that's the type of feeling that you want to give to people when they interact with your content. So getting a grip on what to say and who you were talking to is essential in creating your content and building your engagement strategy on Instagram. And lastly, your imagery is just not appealing. Like, there's no cohesion or consistency in your imagery. This doesn't mean that you need to necessarily spend a lot of money on brand photos, but just the colors are off, or the text is too small, or the font is just doesn't really give me a good vibe. There's no consistency in your imagery, and maybe it'd be a good idea to invest in some professional photography or hiring a designer to create some cool graphics, or going on Canva. I live by Canva. I have the pro version and I spend money every month for Canva and I play around with it, and really wanting people to feel a way when they interact on my page. I want them to feel welcome. I want it to be welcoming. I want it to be humorous. I want it to be engaging. And so again, a lot of this does take practice, but just going through your feed and finding, does this fit? Does this align? if I saw this on somebody else's page, would it make me gravitate towards it? And maybe those are the posts that you need to archive on there, which is another tip. Archive posts that don't align with your brand. I felt really bad because there are some images of my husband and I that I had to archive. I didn't delete them, but how it looked in the copy no longer made sense for where I wanted my personal brand to go, for images from 3 or 4 years ago. But I archived them because I still wanted to have them in the chamber. And of course I have them on my phone and on my computer. But archiving posts that no longer serve your evolution as a brand, which is okay. It is totally fine, y'all. It's okay. So those are some of the top reasons you may be experiencing low Instagram engagement. A good way to kind of discern what is what and just really test to see if those tips are actually helpful. Track it. Implement some of these tactics and create an Excel sheet to track. I started doing calls to action over the past 2 weeks and I saw an increase in my posts this way. Or I invested in some professional photography and I put it into my feed and I got this level of engagement. Or I started searching people within my field and commenting on their posts and answering their polls in their Instagram stories. And I started engaging with other people and this is what happened. Like, track it. Like, if you don't believe me just from what I'm saying, like, implement the strategies and see how it works for your brand. And when you do that, let me know. Come back to this video, put it in the comments, reach out to me on my own Instagram profile and let me know were these tips helpful. So that is all I have for you today. Happy creating. I wish you much great engagement success on your Instagram profile. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a question or a comment below. And that is all I have for you all today. So I'll see you all next Friday. Take care.